Hello and welcome to the EFM Health Club Podcast for another week. We have had some great response to our boxing exercise boxing program with Adam last week from Thump Boxing. There's a couple of little clips on Instagram that I've posted in the last few days. Go and check out that podcast if you missed it. A really good insight into someone who's been in the fitness industry for quite a while, has seen the ups and the downs, and actually has a lot of information and ideas and also fitness tips, really. I mean, he's a really good personal trainer and a good boxing instructor. So if you missed that, you should go back, listen to it maybe after this one and find out why you should get yourself involved in some boxing for fitness. If you don't like hitting things, that's fine. We're not kind of encouraging you to take martial law into your own hands, but you should, try boxing for fitness at least once in your life. But on to today's show, with me, as always, the most flexible man in EFM Underdale. Michael, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Justin. How are you?
I'm excellent. And the only two-time franchisee of the year, Wade Brady from EFM McGill. How are you? On to today's show. So today we are talking about the things that we like. So it's going to be a very broad topic. We're going to go from things that we like about our job, exercises we like, which we've kind of touched on before, but some maybe some concepts that we like in terms of exercise. We'll touch on everything we like about EFM, our gyms, why you should go to an EFM, why you should potentially take some of the concepts that we use at EFM, and if you don't go to an EFM, use them in your own exercise, in your own gyms or at home. So, Wade, do you want to kick us off in terms of the things that let's talk day to day about our kind of jobs, the things that we like about EFM in particular?
Yeah, well, I actually came up with this idea for the positive episode because there's quite a lot of negative stuff going on around the place if you watch anything in the news. So, and we do live in a very positive place in our clubs with our communities, etc. So, yeah, and it's also easy to focus on the things that annoy us. Maybe we can do that another time. But there are so many positives, and it's good to stop and reflect and think about all the good things we have around us. There's the cliche things that personal trainers would tell you they love about their job. People hitting their goals, seeing people achieve and achieve, achieving what they set out to achieve is good. Digging into that a bit more, I love when someone does something they didn't think they'd ever be able to do. Those types of things, probably the best ones are when, and it happens not every day, but here and there, someone will pull you aside and say, "Oh, Wade, I just want to tell you something." And for some reason, again, the negative thoughts come in. You think, "Oh God, what have I done?" But and they'll say, "Oh, this place has just been so bloody good for me." And sometimes people even get teary sharing the information with you, and I don't know, it's just I feel it's a gift really, like to work in the industry and get that feedback. As I said, like it's the long game. I feel like to get the most enjoyment, the most fulfillment out of this job is from playing the long game. Like you're probably not going to get that so much if you've only been a PT for 3 months, or it's probably a bit harder for those two that work as casuals. I'd assume, but what are the things? People come up and say some of the quite contrasting things, like some things that surprise you, like I'm just more confident now. I did a job interview the other day, and I just felt more confident, like in times gone by. And then there's all the standard things, which is this is not a throwaway comment, but just things like sleeping better, but just that feedback of people telling you all these good experiences. And it's probably more the ones that I enjoy are the things, people sharing benefits they weren't expecting. Like, sure enough, achieving the things you wanted to achieve were great, but yeah, you don't know what you don't know a lot of the times, and the peripheral side effects, positive side effects. When people share those with you, it makes you feel a bit warm and fuzzy. So I don't know if you boys would want to build on that one a bit more.
Yeah, well, Adam spoke about that last week too, seeing the confidence in people, going to a boxing class early on, and then after a couple of weeks and feeling they're getting better at the movements and more, their confidence in the class grows, but their confidence overall just grows. They start talking to more people. You feel better about walking the door. Your chest is up and your head's held high. You're not shrinking into the corner hoping no one looks at you.
I think the word ability, or just your ability to do more stuff, like it's a good feeling. It makes me think of the Dave Goggins Joe Rogan podcast from years ago now, where people would say to Dave Goggins, like, Dave, what are you actually training for though? Because he's training like a madman all the time. And he said, I'm ready for everything. Like anything that comes up, he just feels ready. He's like, I can take on anything that comes up. Like I'm not training for anything in particular. I'm just training for life. I can do anything. And I think people that dabble in training and actually start to they'd relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a mind frame as well. And that's where confidence, you build that confidence up. You have that mind frame. I can do anything. I can try this, and it might not work first time, but I'll try it again and get whatever it is. But you have that confidence, and that's that, like you said, ability. I have the ability to do anything.
Belief.
Yeah.
Well, if I could do that when I didn't think I could do it, well, maybe you can start applying to other things. Oh, maybe I can do that if I work at it. And then it happens again, and you're like, oh, this isn't luck. It is that simple. You put in the hard work, you get the results. But someone might tell you that. It doesn't really do anything for you. But if you've actually lived it a couple of times, then you're a real believer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you've got to live it yourself, don't you? Like, you can't look at someone who's fit and healthy and doing things and look at them and go, yeah, that'll happen to me.
It's abstract.
Yeah, it's a bit abstract, right? And because I guess you can measure it. You can measure, in terms of speed and endurance and, weights and things like that. It can all be measured, but it doesn't really mean anything to anybody else. You guys would have heard the same thing because I do a bit of running and I still work out in the gym a few times a week, and people go, yeah, but you're fit. It's easy for you. That's that other side of that abstract kind of conception that people that have never really experienced the benefits of like pushing themselves enough to feel that confidence and feel that extra bit of health, looking, going, well, I can't get it because I'm not fit. It's really, yeah.
That's a bit like the "I'm too old now" comment. And I've for a while now said it's not the number of your age. It's just like you've never put that much time together in one block of doing nothing. You've just got deconditioned. You've just had more time. Like the older you get, the more time you've had to get more out of shape. It's just that simple. And I think that's probably the only really good thing about Instagram and social media. Well, there's probably a couple of other things, but just seeing what's actually possible and some of the things you see people doing even in their 90s, and these are people that they weren't even training for the first half or 3/4 of their life. Like they've started quite late, and it's just I'm just always getting blown away of what's possible. But it's got to start up here, and it's just hard because you need that first realization of what we talked about. Like,
well, and the joy for us is to watch people kind of go through that, and then to watch people that we don't know going through that, because we in a sense know what that feels like. There's a joy in it for us to be a part of it for a lot of people. That's I guess the EFM kind of ethos that we're involved, and it's fantastic for us. We feed off that. I feel like I feed off that positivity. And what's dark about it is that usually people start in the gym as a point of negativity, having that old crap moment from looking in the mirror or not being able to walk up a set of stairs or having an injury and having that old crap moment is that almost that rock bottom negative place. And that journey up to that sense of joy going, oh, my God, I didn't think I'd be able to do that. It probably seems too far away, which is a reason why people don't start.
I feel there's a lot of people sort of, they believe that they will start training one day, but it's like they're waiting for that old crap moment first. Like, I'm still doing all right. Like, I'm living the easy life, and I'm still doing all right. But I guess one day there'll be some rude shock, and I'll start then. I do feel like there's a big group of people. We're not proactive most of the time. And I guess a lot of us are just carrying through the good habits we started at school with our sport, and we just kept it up. It's not to say, like, I've asked quite a lot of people out on the floor, just expecting them to say yes, like, oh, you did sport and a bit of running at school and stuff. And they were, and you get surprised, and it's like, no, I've never exercised until I was 50. And I'm like, whoa, you could have been winning some blue ribbons if you took part. Not that matters, it's just a joke. But, sometimes you can get surprised by how late people start and where they can get to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all right, well, let's go down that. Michael, what do you reckon in terms of things that, anything else there that you like about EFM, the job, exercises?
I think I'll go back to what we said before, and I'll actually put it out there and argue that we, as EFM, the group, we see it probably more often than most out there. We've got multiple members coming in multiple times a week. We get the chance to see them change. We get the chance to see the transformation quite a lot. Versus your personal trainer out there that might have 10 clients that they work with regularly or whatever their career is. But we get to see a lot of it. I've seen a lot of transformation over my time. Just had my celebrated 16 years with EFM, and I've seen a lot of good stuff over there. So I argue that EFM, we see a lot of it more than probably most other companies out there. They're just not as personal as us, so they're not going to take as much notice of it. They're just hoping they're paying the money, where we want to actually see results. We're going to talk to you if you're not seeing results. So that's the beauty, I think, one of EFM. And I think also going to, you see that person change, that change in the face we were talking about last podcast, and body language, like you said, walking in with their head held high, walking in, doing an exercise you saw them doing a month ago, and seeing how much more confident they are, how much better they move while they do it. And they might not even realize it, but you give them that pat on the back and say, well done. How did that feel? That they've probably moved on to the next problem, but it's a great thing to see every day for us. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've just had an idea. I'm going to rapid fire some options for you. You can tell me which one you like and which one you don't. How's that? So,
yes.
Yeah.
I like games. Let's go.
Okay. So
quiz.
Early morning or night exercise session?
Early morning.
This is obviously for me. Either. It used to be evening.
You've got to pick one.
One word. Ah, shit. Viz. Morning. I work harder in the afternoon.
Afternoon. Yeah. I'm night. I don't mind the morning, but I prefer night.
I'll go.
Winter or summer? When do you prefer to exercise?
Summer.
More probably summer. Yeah.
No,
it's easy to get started.
Give me winter, like the cold.
I do like the cold one. Yeah.
Feel like it's a bit more. Feel like you can do a bit more in winter. Like you can push yourself a bit harder. When it's hot, I always have a little fear of dehydration. And morning, I'm like, in the cold, I'm like, you know what, this is just brutal. Bring it on.
Yeah, right. I like bringing the heat. We play basketball in the heat, and I'd get in the car and my face is so red. But for something, maybe because I'm from Oyen, I love the love the heat.
Yeah,
I think for me probably summer because of the things I can do. So summer I can go outside more. I think that's probably why I'd say that. Indoor, it's winter. There is nothing like going to the gym in the winter and it's a bit rainy. We've got a beautiful view of the oval and watching a bit of a storm doing a workout. It can be pretty special.
Exercising outside in the cold, feel like Rocky. Running through Chicago, wherever he was.
I did love footy on a wet day. You'd wake up and see it was raining and go, oh, bloody hell, where's the sun? But once you were in it, it was actually fun just getting down and dirty, rough, smashing into people. I don't know what the reason about it, but it was it did change.
And I think it goes to the mindset, like the longer you do these things for, like you're quite happy to make them a bit harder. Early on, you want things almost set perfectly for you, like stars have to align. And the more you get to enjoy exercise, the more things that you like about it, the harder you're willing to, or the more willing you are to accept a bit of hardship. You go, well, this is part of it, and I'm enjoying this now. Bring on the hardship.
A bit more satisfaction in getting it done when the conditions are tough.
Yeah.
Is that the saying? If you wait for the perfect conditions, you'll never get anything done, or you won't get much done because you don't often get perfect conditions.
Yeah. Well, busy gym or a quiet gym?
Busy gym.
Busy.
But it depends. Am I coaching or am I working out?
You're working out.
Oh, busy gym.
Busy, but
manageable.
A well-planned and organised program. But no, the energy is. I'll wait until there's a session on till I train. I could go and train straight after the podcast and the gym's empty, but I won't.
And people avoid, I think, the busy times. I don't want to do the busy times for whatever reason, but there is an energy to it, and there's the noise that isn't just some background music, people chatting and people doing things and exerting themselves. It elicits a little bit more effort from yourself. So I prefer the busy gym too. But I think if you asked 1,000 people, 990 would say, no, give me the quiet stuff.
Yep. Especially for us. I mean, people may not think about this, but for us as the coaches, we host a 4-hour session of energy with all these people in the room. And I don't know about you guys, but quite often I'll sit there and go, oh, gosh, I'd love to join in right now, but we can't and we don't. And then everybody leaves and you go, right, I've got to do a workout. And there's no energy in the room. It's all gone. And you go, and it's so easy to walk out the door, but you make sure you don't. But that energy's gone. And
you have to create all that energy yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's real.
And so, I asked that question kind of pointedly because I knew I like a busy gym in terms of that energy that you feel. So if people are listening to this going, no, I want the gym by myself, I don't want anything, it's so much harder to get the best or even close to the best out of yourself effort-wise.
Yeah.
In a very sterile, quiet environment. That's why I think no one exercises in their lounge room. Like you're by yourself, you're watching a bit of TV, you go, right, TV, and you think, right, my alarm just went off, I got to do this home, body weight workout. Oh, no, I'll watch it.
Yeah. You can find 10 other things to do at home rather than work out, but you try and find 10 other things to do at the gym rather than work out, and that's not going to happen.
Just an exclamation point on this. We all know and love Sarah, who jumped on the podcast a few months back. Hello, Sarah. She does listen to all these. She said, and it actually shocked me because she's an absolute machine. She does Saturday mornings, which is only 2 hours. It's not 4, Michael. And she said to me, after 2 hours, I'm drained. I can't just hang around and do a workout. So when she said it, I felt a lot better with having trouble to do it myself.
So, and when I say busy gym, it's not, you don't want it that busy that you can't get on a piece of equipment or if you're going to a non-EFM gym, you've got, 5 people in the squat rack for 4 hours and you can't do a squat or a deadlift or whatever.
Sounds hellish. Yeah, that's very different.
Within reason. All right, so if you can only pick strength or cardio for yourself.
Easy one, strength.
Oh, I like my cardio. Strength, I guess.
You don't have to be politically correct, Michael. Like, you can say what you think.
I want to say sneaky cardio through strength training. Does that work?
So that's why I say you don't have to. Like, given the option, I'll go and do cardio workouts. I will go running. I will go swimming, bike riding with the boys. Like, lifting. I don't mind lifting weights, and I know I have to do it as part of a well-rounded exercise program for myself and for others. But given the option, I'm just happy to go for a run, and that's what I prefer.
It's funny though, like, just to build on what Michael said, there he is down there. With the strength training though, I've evolved to supersetting 2 or 3 or 4, just continually be on the move more though, which is getting that sneaky cardio effect. Like with our My Zone, the old days of, and I've got a cheap Durham membership, which I don't even use. I don't know why I got it, but when I went there, there's only really one way to train. You do a set and you rest, and you wait, and you scroll through Instagram, then you do another set, and that would nearly bore me to tears now. It's funny, and it's an easier way to train. Hell yeah, but getting that heart rate up through strength training. Do you reckon, Michael?
Absolutely. You can do it. People say to me, "Oh no, I don't want to do weights. For one, I'm going to get buff, and I don't want to, and I don't get any doesn't get my heart rate up." That's not true at all. I say to them, "Come on, then, let's go," and prove them very wrong. Like you said, do a superset, do a compound superset, put 3 exercises together, and don't go on Instagram and do all that stuff. Get it done. Move through it quickly, full body. If you need to, chuck in a couple of my favorite exercise on the list going around at the moment, mountain climbers, something like that, to just add a bit of a cardio element to it. But I mean, that's probably where I like my sneaky cardio is that functional training, sit-throughs, mountain climbers, I think, tombstones, things like that. So,
well, maybe Justin's question was traditional strength training and going for a run. If that was the question, that'd be harder. If it was traditional, do a set, rest versus go for a run, then I'd find it a bit harder to choose. But
I think maybe Justin didn't think enough about the question.
Come on,
it's a very divisive question because I too like to jump on my bike and just go for a ride. I couldn't not.
And I love basketball too. That's cardio. Damn, this is hard.
Yeah. So, and that's why I asked the question, because if you listen to enough podcasts and YouTube and Instagram, it's like, almost forget cardio now. You just have to lift weights. That's the way to stay, fit and healthy and live to 140 and all of these things where, and in terms of cardio, like I would play golf, mate. I love playing golf. I can't really include that in cardio, strolling around for 4.5 to 5 hours with a beer. No. I'm not including that in cardio, but I do like the free-flowing kind of endurance and nature of running and cycling. That there is no kind of, you choose when the end finishes, you choose where the end comes. So you do a set of more traditional weights. You do your 8 or you do your 10 because that's the optimum. You try and set the weight up so that you do go to failure and all of these things. Where I feel like I don't have a limit when I'm in a cardio session. When I go for a run or I go for a ride or I go for a swim, I choose when my lungs give out and how hard I want to do it. And
takes the pressure off.
Yeah, there's a freer flowing motion to it. It's continuous for me that I enjoy rather than the stopping and starting. Yeah.
Do you feel like, is that almost like you get more reward? You feel like you get more reward out of the running part of it?
I feel like I get a more benefit for my overall body. There's a looseness to it. and particularly running outside, as opposed to a treadmill, there's a reaction to the world, which is why I've kind of I'm really enjoying trail running, because it's reacting to the natural environment, as opposed to a little bit. I feel sometimes the gym can get a bit sterile, and doing a leg day on a Monday and doing a leg press and a deadlift and a squat and a calf raise and whatever feels a bit too regimented, sterile for me. And if I'm going to do that, and I do that, but I'm forever mixing my exercises. It's very rare I do the same set of exercises 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I think it feels more natural. That's probably what I think I'm saying as well too. It feels more natural to go outside and do that run rather than sit in a gym and do that structured set.
Yeah.
You're just making me reminisce about my old cross-country days when I had 2 good legs before my post-thrombotic syndrome. And that it's sort of like you versus the elements. You really get into it. Like that cross-country stuff was a hell of a fun challenge when you really get into it. Yeah.
Well, it's just you and it's up here in the road or whatever the trail, whatever you do.
Well, a quick one to you, Justin, then. That cross-country type nature run versus, I don't know, a city running around on the footpaths, like, do you find how much different would you?
The trail running I've been doing is like 50% harder because of not only the elements where you're stepping, but the hill, like the hills that you can get in a trail run. Like it doesn't take much to get them, as opposed to running up a hill on a footpath, a night and day. So I did a trail, and if you can find me on Strava, please have a follow. Do you follow people on Strava? I don't really know.
But you do.
It's only me and my kids and my brother at this point in time. There was a trail I did that went up about 160 meters over the course of like 1.5 kilometers up a big trail that was rocky, just bits of sandstone, sticks, ditches, the whole thing. So you're really looking at it the whole way and kind of reacting, going, all right, I need to just flow with where the like smoother parts are. And then on the way down, having to traverse it so that you didn't go full flat on your face. Then this bloody goanna popped out of nowhere, scared the bejesus out of me because it was a kind of warmish day. I think it was like 1 meter long. It freaked me out. But anyway, and then this
that's
thing,
the reactive nature side of it. That's the great fun of it. Yeah.
And then I continued around this trail, and it went around a creek, and then you cross the creek. You got to jump over the creek, and then goes up another hill and around, and it just kind of looped around, and you're just kind of reacting to whatever happens. There's no preset, I'm going to do this for the next 10 minutes, and then I'm going to do something else, and then I'm going to do something. So that, like I say, I do both, but I find the running a bit freer. Now that it's a bit more in nature, you're surrounded by it, as opposed to waiting for a traffic light or a car to drive past, a little bit more freeing again.
I'd use the word engaging, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to make our sessions better, the more engaging they are, the quicker they go, the more enjoyable they are. Like when you're doing that trail running stuff, your brain, like where you've got to make the quick decisions where to put your foot each step, well, that's really engaging. But if you're on a footpath or running down a road, that's all removed. So it's as you said, it's sterile. That's not engaging.
Yeah, and I can always listen to a podcast or a book while I ran. I'm finding it. I do for a little while through the trail, and then I just take them off, and because I can't concentrate on both things.
Yeah. I find that I used to run with music, and now I don't like it. Whether I'm on the trail or on a flat, on the bitumen, I don't like music. I don't want anything in my ears. I want to be able to hear everything.
Yeah.
I took a stack up at Morialta Falls. I had the earbuds in. This is back when I was training for. I think I went back and played footy. Struggled through a season of footy, 33, and I was running around, and I tripped on a tree root, and I was flat on my face before I even realised what happened. And in that instant, I reckon it was having the earbuds in, and it messed with my balance or something. Like I'm sure I think I might have nearly not fell over if I didn't have them in.
Yeah.
But it was just this weird, I lost a sense. It was like I removed a sense and just went bang.
Yeah. Your senses
weren't
weren't on.
the other way, and I was a bit embarrassed. I just got up like nothing happened and kept running. And I was like, oh, geez, that hurt.
It's almost a vertigo thing. Your senses aren't all in line.
Yeah.
And your brain's gone somewhere else, and because that's where your balance is controlled. It's in your ear, and you've just gone nope, and your body's gone. What am I doing? Hang on, I'm resting, and you've gone nope, bang.
Yeah. I knew straight as soon as it happened. I thought these bloody things made me trip over. It wasn't my fault.
Well, I another thing I do like how people can run on a treadmill and watch a TV show at the same time. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I appreciate the skill in that because I can't look at the phone whilst I'm running for any more than a couple of seconds, and then I can't concentrate.
Yeah. It's true. You turn off that automatic natural movement to move your legs, and it doesn't become a proper stride. Maybe on a bike if you were doing a stationary bike, but not on a treadmill.
Yeah, and the last one I've got, and this will kind of be for both cardio and strength. Do we enjoy speed training or endurance training?
Speed now, again, because my leg gets heavy when I go distance, speed. And I think knowing more about the benefits and how much more time efficient it is, I think that's plays into it. I tell myself I enjoy it more because it's quicker. But as a cross country runner at school, I used to say to whoever I was running next to, always used to say, geez, I envy those sprinters. Like they just boom, get it over and done with. We're just in pain for 5 straight kilometers. So I think that was when I wasn't at peak fitness. When you get to more peak fitness, that 5K is more enjoyable. But for me now, I'll go speed. Not that I have a lot of it, but
I'll go speed as well. But I'm going to be honest, it's because I'm better at that than I am endurance. I'm very much the sprinter. I'm the guys that you hate, Wade. I was that sprinter that was very quick and still am quite quick, over 100 meters, all that type of thing. I'm that little wiry, agile, flexible, stronger than he looks guy. Yeah. One that you get annoyed at.
You know what we should do at the next time we all get together? So the next EFM, we should have a 100-meter sprint. See who's the fastest.
Oh,
that's a great idea.
I'll have a crack. I don't care about coming last.
And so we'll line all like 25 of us up, and like if 12 of us don't pull a hamstring, I think we're doing really well.
We'll need somebody to run a little dynamic stretch class before the run.
Yeah,
for 20 minutes at least.
Well, so for me, like I prefer endurance things, but I am trying to incorporate more speed, so the endurance gets a little easier actually. So yeah, I do a lot more endurance things. So and by way of example, people we talk about the exercises we'll do in the gym. For me, if I'm going to get in the squat rack and do some squats, I just use the bar and I try and do 100. Right? I'll just do 100 squats. That's my.
You do?
It's only 20 kilos. That's just, I'm not allowed to put the bar down until, so we can sit there for a second while I rest for, 2 or 3 seconds. And then I just keep going until I get to 100. I rack it and I'm done. Wow. So it takes a couple of minutes. So I prefer that. I feel better in myself having kind of pushed through something endurance-wise than something a little more explosive. But I think I need more explosive as well.
Yeah. My go-to would be a 5x5, which is the other end of the scale. Interesting. Do you ever do the heavy stuff, Justin?
I will more isolated movements when it's a little bit more controlled, not squats and deadlift. I do them well within my boundaries, I think. I'll go heavier on a machine, something a little bit more coordinated, like a leg press. I'll use all the plates on the leg press and do something heavy that way. But when compound moves, I tend not to go overly heavy.
I tend to like. I was doing. I'm going to brag here, I suppose. 60 kilo Bulgarian split squat yesterday, and I was surprised I could still do it. I haven't done it for ages, and I think I might. If we ever do a vote on our favourite exercises,
yeah,
I reckon I might vote for the old Bulgarian. Probably because I feel like I've overcome that exercise and beaten it. Because I remember the first time I tried it body weight in the carport, probably when YouTube was pretty new. I was like, why did someone invent this? This sucks. But I feel like I've beaten it now, so it's one of my favourites.
Yeah, I think you'll be the only one voting for that one.
Well, I think. Well, you know what? Let's talk about it now. So, we are running the top 20 exercises of all time on our Instagram accounts, and I've asked people to vote. We're all asking people to vote. You get 5 votes. I've put up to today. I've videoed 3 of my 5 votes, which actually by the time this comes out, all 5 of them will be there. And I'd encourage you boys to video yourselves and tell people what you like. I'll go through my 5 now. Yeah, so I did burpees. I did VersaClimber, man makers or muscle makers. Someone called them the other day. I didn't want
to be trying to make yourself sound like a hero or something with all these choices.
Sneak peek here too, people.
Yeah, and then so number 4. What was number 4 for me?
Something horrible with the other 3, huh?
Yeah, don't let Justin design a program for you. You're gonna get all this stuff.
We're more politically correct in our club. We call them legend makers now. Well, when I remember, I still forget, but it doesn't matter.
No, well, I created a woman maker exercise to balance it out. So we have man makers in the club and woman makers.
Okay. What's number 4? Come on, number 4. 5? Come back to 4.
Well, I know what number 5 is. So number 4 for me was the Turkish get up.
Jeez.
Yeah, full body exercise. And number 5, which was actually my favorite exercise of all time, is the Bulgarian split squat. So they're my 5.
Great exercise.
Yeah. So some might say demanding, but I've got a tough 5 exercises. They're the ones that I like.
Why do they call it? Why is it called the Bulgarian split squat?
No clue.
I looked it up. The coach of the Bulgarian wrestling team many years ago came up with it. There you go. Fun fact. Right. There you go. Michael, 5.
Number 1, boxing for fitness. Number 1. I love that. Number 2, the good old deadlift. Ooh. Good old deadlift. Done properly can be very punishing. I'm not doing 100 of them, Justin, but you know. Push-ups, the other end of the scale. Can't beat a push-ups. Yep, simple, but you know, you see 100 different styles out there of push-up, most of them wrong. When you nail it, or get somebody to nail it, it's a very tough exercise. Very tough exercise. Chest, back, core, the whole lot. My personal, this one it could have been higher up the list because I love them, but I hate them. The mountain climber. Mountain climbers. Yep. And how many is that? 4. The 5th one for me was the assault bike.
Yeah,
that was my machine, my cardio. Yeah. I didn't jump on the Versa, you sadistic man, Justin, but I do like the Versa, but it's that Stockholm syndrome, I think. I had a trainer a boss that would make me go on that Versa climber a lot, and I have fond and terrible memories at the same time about it. But yeah, the assault bike for me was the last one.
Isn't it funny, like the things we like to do that are so obtuse? So I have an inside knowledge of what's leading to this point. So we're voting for 2 weeks. When this podcast comes out, we'll have another week of voting to go. And I know what's in the lead, and it's interesting. It's interesting. We've had hundreds and hundreds of people vote to this point.
I'll just quickly give 5. I think.
Yeah, what have you got, Wade?
Justin, if that's all right.
Yeah, are we not doing Wade?
Bulgarian. All right, Bulgarian. I don't know. Maybe deadlift first. Bulgarian. It's funny. never used to like working legs, and my first two are probably leg exercises. Maybe chin up when I've been doing them regularly. Don't like them at the moment. And cable rotation, that's a good one. Cable rotation, don't like. What do you think of that one?
Like a pale-off press?
Just getting it quite heavy and.
So a bit like a wood chop, but more horizontal.
Yeah, I'm too tall to do wood chops, so I'll just put it at chest height, waist height, and just keep that bit of a 45 degree through the elbows, and
and you're standing side onto the cable.
Yeah. Sort of shoulders are sort of going 180, not quite because I'm not flexible enough, but cable rotation's fun.
Do you try and keep your hips still with that? So we're delving into technique now. So
not really.
This one, I'll jump in here. This would be a very good one for you, Justin, if you haven't done it, because this is something I give to a few of my golfers. I'll drop the cable, the pulley, right down to the bottom and get them doing part of the swing, and then you take it to the bottom and go the other way. Good for the golf swing.
So again, what are we doing with our hips?
Do
the hips rotate?
A little bit.
Little bit.
Jesus.
If we get into like golf form, I'm going to nerd out here a little bit. So this podcast has got a little bit off the rails, but I'm going to nerd out here. So when we're creating rotational speed through the golf swing, we don't want the hips go rotating backwards too far, right? We want, so the top of your like wood chop or your cable rotation, we want still hips there, and we want the torso rotated so that we get tension through the midsection, right? So that's what creates speed through a golf swing, when you unleash the hips and rotate the torso behind it. That's what causes the rotational speed through a golf swing. So if you're doing the cable rotations or the wood chops, I'd recommend keeping the hips really still through the first part. And hips, if you do the hips still through the whole movement, then you're creating rotational speed through your torso, which would be good for your golf swing ultimately.
Yeah.
All right. So number 3 for me is wood chops, how I like to do them. I might record, Justin, my golf's beyond help, so I don't really, it's nice of you to add that in, but I don't think my golf's really going to get any better. Chin ups, last one. Now, dumbbell chest press. I do like that, but I'm going to just I'll put in the other one, which I do like, which is a bit more of a quiet achiever, is the dumbbell pullover. Something about that. Something about that. Going pretty heavy on that and letting it really stretch you out. Makes me think of chicken wings. You know, when you break chicken wings open, it makes me think of that a little bit. You get a good stretch. It's nice.
Nice. Good pick up on that, because it is a very underrated exercise. Very underrated exercise. And it's one that I get a question on this one when I put it on the list. Where does it work? What am I working? And people think they're working their chest, which they are a little bit. There's a chest involved in anything, shoulder movement. But trying to feel those lats doing the job, when you open it up and you feel that stretch, which is great, even through the abs, and then whip it back, it's a very underrated back exercise.
It is an interesting one, though. Like, I've done it with a sore chest, and it does work the chest a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
The lats and chest sort of work. If you had to put a percentage on it, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's 50-50, but maybe it is a bit more lats than chest. I guess it is.
I would put it there. I mean, it's the same with the push-up. You're working your back with a push-up. You can manipulate the shoulders to work that back more so. Probably not more so than the chest, but you're definitely working back through the push-up as well, which is a chest, targeted exercise.
More about the voting, Justin.
Yeah. So Wade, you haven't voted yet. They're just your rough ideas
It'll be from those 6.
Give us a recap. Just give us a recap on them, Wade.
The 2 leg ones is a deadlift and a split squat.
The deadlift, squat.
Cable rotation.
And chin up. And then
it'll be chest press or dumbbell pullover. Pretty hard to go past a chest press. There's something about it.
Yeah. So, well, look, the beauty is we have left the voting form open for multiple votes. You can vote multiple times. So if you really want to see your exercise be number one, just bit like voting, for the Prime Minister in the federal election, just vote often, vote regularly, vote early, I think is...
Tell your friends to vote.
Yeah, get your friends to vote. So you'll find all this on our social media, on Instagram, in particular, Instagram, Facebook. And so share the form and far and wide. There is a prize. We're going to give a gift packed away for anybody, any person who shares the information or shares the posts and who is also a new follower to any one of the EFM pages across all of the different clubs that we have in EFM. So it's a fun little kind of initiative thing that we're doing at the moment. And then we're going to count down day by day the top 20. And then the plan is for the podcast to do a live event. And we're going to do, you guys don't know, I've booked you in for that. We're going to do a live event and announce number one, and we'll try and get as many franchisees as we can involved in that, so you can meet a few more of the EFM club owners and get their thoughts and give them some exposure to live podcasting.
Mm-hmm. We'll get them all to demonstrate. Everybody can demonstrate their favorite exercise.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. So that's going on at the moment. So that's
awesome.
Perfectly into the What I Like podcast and show we're doing at the moment. The last thing I think maybe we can talk about is, we've talked about exercises, but some of the concepts around exercise. Now, one of the things that I do regularly is try to draw in exercises, and I just nerded out about golf. I try to incorporate into our programming as many different sport-specific, movement-specific exercises into our routines and programs. That's one of the things I love to do. So whether people know it or not, at FM Westmead, they're learning to play golf. We do a lot of rotational, a lot of stability, a lot of balance exercises that are almost exclusively good for golf, but fantastic for general life.
Yeah.
And anyone with a knee injury does a lot of running rehab, whether they know it or not. That's what they are doing. That's one of the things that I really like about programming, is drawing in exercises from different disciplines, whether it be golf, tennis, running, swimming. We do a lot of technical stuff from other sports. And I would kind of hope and would encourage people to do it in their own exercises. Draw it, see what you can find in other areas of sport, because you'll find some real benefit and some great exercises.
A lot of your running stuff would be bulletproofing people's lower legs against. You just get in the head, it's all a lot of, prehab. It should really be preventing a lot of knee and ankle and lower leg niggles that come up in the future. You should be pretty safe from all that stuff if you're doing this running.
Pain and, lower back pain and,
I like keep it functional, as we always say. But that, for me, that's a lot of it is getting on the floor, rolling around. I get a lot of people say, I want to be able to get off the ground. So for me, getting down on the floor, getting into that bear crawl, getting into those sit-throughs and those movements on the floor that we haven't done since we were 11. Reminding people how to do that, reminding the body how to do that, and then trying to do it a bit regularly, making sure you incorporate weights and your resistance training, of course, pure cardio, of course, as well. But you can, as we said before, you can split it up and get some cardio out of weights but again, for me, it's getting down on the ground and moving the body in ways we didn't do since we were kids.
Yeah. I think something I've probably been adding in a little bit more than other trainers might do, to have a guess, is probably more some power stuff. I like doing patterns in my program, so trying to come up with different ideas to do a power exercise for a push, for a pull, for a for your legs. So one we're doing yesterday is clap push-ups, but some people were just kneeling, but their hands were on a small soft box, so they were just doing a push-up and then clapping and landing again. One with the sand balls. So instead of doing a slam, you do a hurl. So you think of caber toss, where you get your hands under the end of the log and you're trying to flip the thing over. So you grab the sand ball and you sort of squat down and you launch it as high as you can, and just getting people to get the right weight. So if it's too heavy and only just leaves their hand, it's not quick enough to be classed as power, but obviously you don't want them to use too light or else it does hit the roof. So there's that sweet spot with the weight. And just, trying to, because I can't remember what the benefits are for power training now, but well, I know one of them will be, it would still contribute towards building muscle. All you have to do is look at a sprinter producing human growth hormone. And it mixes it up too. It makes it a bit more fun, interesting, engaging.
Yeah. Caber toss, that's not a sport that I thought to include, but I think I might.
We do something similar. It's a deep squat with the slam ball, and they throw it over the shoulder, or they kind of roll it over the shoulder, and that you can go quite heavy because you're not.
Yeah.
But I've never thought to call it a caber toss.
I call it a hurl. I've just called it a med ball hurl because I don't know how to spell caber, so I just write hurl. Yeah.
Well, I think we might be changing the name of mine.
Yeah. Well, I reckon that's a great place to finish, given that I never imagined in a million years that we'd be talking about the caber toss, the Scottish caber toss, on an EFM Health Club podcast in, South Australia and New South Wales. That's fantastic.
I don't make them wear kilts, not yet. Anyway, that's
not yet. Maybe
I've had a member come in for his, I think it might have been 500th visit, and he knows that I'm of Scottish background and wore his kilt. I did politely ask him to change before he did his workout. But my mum will be very happy. Shout out to my mother, it's a very Scottish mother, that we're talking about the caber toss on the podcast.
Right. I think there's a Scottish Games program coming up at AFM Westmead very soon.
Yes.
But just a couple of other positive things though, Justin.
Yeah.
Before we get into your specialty next week, all the things that annoy us. but I think we're lucky that we get to be creative and just make programs. Like a lot of people don't get to be creative in their life anymore. And like a lot of people say, oh, why don't you just recycle all your programs? And I get it, like I do sometimes, but there's something about creating and coming up with new ideas. And we can write whatever we want on the board, and we get full-grown adults come in and do it. It's pretty funny, really.
It is amazing. I still think of that every day from the first day I did it. And I was told, be more creative. Until now, I think some of the stuff we get these guys and girls to do is pretty crazy. It's great fun. We love it.
Getting, one lady once said to me, I've got to just check my dignity at the door and exercise, and then I'll pick it back up when I leave.
I love that.
Yeah.
But look, I've got people that tell jokes like, Phil's having some health troubles at the moment. At 5 o'clock, as soon as I finished explaining the program at 5, because my sessions start on the hour, Phil would step forward and go, and he'd just launch into a joke. And some people haven't seen him before would be a bit taken back. And just, it's a pretty fun place to work.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
we're lucky. All right, well, boys, that'll do us. Thank you for today. A lot of good content. And we encourage everyone to go and vote for the AFM top 20 exercises of all time. We will be back either next week or the week after with the opposite of this, things that annoy us. It won't get too dark, I promise you. It'll probably be more funny and entertaining.
I think it will be pretty humorous.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Just got to make sure we don't name names.
We're basically just coming here to vent, right?
Yeah, it's just a venting session that's going on the internet. Yeah. All right, that'll do us. Find Michael at EFM Underdale. Find Wade at EFM McGill and myself at EFM Westmead, and follow the podcast at the EFM Health Club Podcast on Instagram. Thanks, boys. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Catch ya. Have a
See
good
ya.
one.